Okay. Hi. It's nice to meet you all and to be talking at least slightly more in real time. I have never done this before and I have no clue how to because I don't really watch live streams either. But I thought this might be fun to do like a little like a little journal with me moment. I'll probably just play some music. I've got some sponges to do, some catching up to do, especially in my 5 year like usual. And I'll answer questions if anyone has any, kind of just hanging out. So lonely. I am still waiting on your package. I'm really looking forward to maybe meeting in person sometime. But I think we're just kind of chilling. Hi, Jenny. Let's do this. Ah, okay. So you can see my desk is backwards. Why is it flipped? That's weird. There we go. And I'm thinking today that I'll do just a little bit of ink swatching. Oh, actually, I'm gonna need some water and some Q-tips, so I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I think this is working fine. Grab a rag. Yeah, I found this little program that can connect to YouTube and then let you do a multiple camera situation. And so today we have my webcam and my phone. And yeah, let's just have at it. How have y'all been doing? Are there any journalings you've been up to or are looking forward to? I know I was just actually watching Mari's video and really excited to see more of her washi collection. And I also heard that she's headed to Chicago too, which would be super fun to try and maybe do a little meetup of some sorts. But, we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. Right here we have Chikurin, which is one of my favorites. Need to hold it up here. I'm wondering if maybe Zoom is a better way to do this, just because I feel like it might be fun to be able to talk back and forth. And I know you can live stream Zoom, but too many things to figure out. Being on YouTube has been so strange because I've never really been I've always been a little addicted to watching, but I've never really been someone who regularly is technologically advanced, I guess. I've never really been one to do much filming, editing, figuring things out. And live streaming was way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. But Iro Utsushi. Let's see, this is. You'll learn quickly watching this live stream that my my ability to articulate myself while doing things is not very great. Hence why my videos are often many many takes. And I also will do voiceovers if I can't get the takes right anyway. And so yeah, I'll be a little less eloquent than usual today, but I hope you can forgive me. Let's see if I can zoom in. Is that an option on this situation? It does not seem to be, but I can lower my tripod. That's an option. Ooh. Watch out if you get dizzy easily. Okay. Cool. That seems like it's a little better. What is my favorite ink at the moment? I don't know if I have a favorite, if I'm completely honest. I have really been loving Spree Brown, just because it's one of my most recent acquisitions. But I actually have quite a small ink collection as is, and so I'd say everything in my collection that I've actually purchased is my favorite. Jenny, that's not funny. Let's see, what notebook am I using to swatch? This is an A7 Midori notebook. I actually received it as a gift from Michael over at Michael in the Margins, and I'm actually right now realizing that I opened it backwards, but we will live with that. And I'm thinking that I'll just go ahead and swatch my inks today, and then we'll also do like some sort of log of all the pens that I'm using each ink in, so that way I can see what each nib looks like. Oh, that's sweet, Saloni. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just really looking forward to it because I love your stuff. And yes, Chikurin is really lovely, and it looks completely different in writing than swatched. It's much more vibrant written, which I think is cool. And then let's go ahead and start the pen log. Currently, I have it inked in my newest pen, my Platinum 3776 Century Yosaka Greenpoint Edition. And that way, when I'm going through my ink log, I can see what it looks like in each nib, as well as a swatch. Righty. So that is ink number 1. Between me and my partner, we have lots and lots of ink samples, but not that many actual ink bottles. This bin holds all of our inks, and as you can see, there's not really that many, and most of them are actually the free inks you get with bottles that we never use, including, like plain Pilot Black, which I think is too boring to bother. I know she uses Pilot Blue here and there, but I never do and probably never will. And so really, it's only these few over here that we use with any regularity. Let's use that. And it's nice and dry. Ink number 2 in the collection is Pilot Yamaguri. This is actually the first ink I ever bought. And it's this like off black brown color because I used to write exclusively in black ink, if you can believe it. And so this was my foray into color, which was slightly off black. And my girlfriend actually picked it out for me when we went and got my first pen. Ooh, not getting enough ink. I'd love to hear what you all are working on. Are you drawing, writing? It's just because I didn't give it a good dip. Ooh, that sounds so fun. Working an extra outwork does not sound fun. Ooh. Ah, this is nice. I don't know if y'all got this update or saw this video, but the beginning of this year, I set a goal for myself to do an art market as a way to force myself to make art. And I know this particular market pretty much accepts everyone. And so the application is due on the 10th in 4 days. I have not drawn anything, and they do require a portfolio. And oh my God, it's a little bit of my nightmare situation, but I'm working on a few zines. I'm thinking I'll do like a local cafe passport, a local boba passport, and a local restaurant passport. This particular market does, I don't know what size nib this is supposed to be. I think it says, I don't know. But this particular market is Asian American artists only, and it's really tiny. It's at the local college, and so I'm not expecting it to be anything crazy, but it was a way to push myself, and I'm feeling pushed. Oh boy, maybe I'll do some of that on this live stream as well. I don't have to have everything done for this application. I just need enough for them to get an idea of what I'm selling. But yeah, yikes. I'm trying to push myself more and more, especially because like I have always really loved art and drawing, and I completely stopped. And I know this about myself is that I'm extremely extrinsically motivated. And so I do need these kind of lofty goals to do anything, unfortunately. All right, there's Yamaguri. And then we've got Chikurin done as well. Let's see, is that dry? Not sure that is. Give it a moment. Our next ink will be Roaring Klinger Alt Gold Run. Can you see that well? Ooh, I feel like a real YouTuber. Oh, you're seeing so much of my arm hair. That's kind of strange. Yeah, Alt Gold Run. Still getting used to this, it seems. Let's see, it's not dry. I'm so scared to smudge it. It is not dry. Okay, I'll give it a moment. Let's see if I have some blotting paper that would make this go faster. Saloni, what time is it there? It's pretty late, isn't it? It's 3 a.m. Oh my god. That's really smart. Let's see, this is... I don't know how to spell roar. Okay. Oh, I mentioned the heat gun because it came up in the chat. Somebody uses a heat gun to dry their ink. Wow. You can see the shading of this ink come through a little bit on this paper, but it's not coming through very well in the swatch. I do wish I could get some sort of like little Tomoe book to do these swatches in, but I can't be bothered to buy anything new, honestly. And I have this one on hand, so I might as well. And then I currently have this is the Wankai Mini. I don't know what nib size this is. It's either, I think it's a fine, maybe. Just gonna go with that. You can really see how different the two colors are in the nib versus swatch. It's much darker coming out of a nib than it is out of a... This blotting sheet is a little worse for wear. I would, but the problem with using Tomoe for swatch books is that the paper is so thin that it ends up with ghosting and bleeding pretty bad, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Maybe I could buy like a thicker weight or even an insert, but it's too late now, and I've committed. Gold Run and Chica Run. I would definitely say Gold Run is more legible. I think, if I'm not wrong, your package might have a sample of it, Saloni, the one I sent you. But I think Chikurin is, they're both legible, but Gold Run pools a little bit more. I think it's something about the way it likes to interact with MD Hibino. Ooh, that's cool. But yeah, something about it, it pools a little bit more, and so it ends up being darker. And I think it's a prettier color, but both of them are definitely legible in fine nibs, and I use both that way. So yeah. Oh, Saloni, did you ever end up opening the package? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I sent you a lot of samples of just like stuff I had and whatnot. Ah, hi, Nichi. I hope my package got to you okay too. It's been kind of wild. There's been postal strikes and all sorts of snow and ice and etc. Oh man, I wiped it off before I could do any doodly. Don't take my word for it. I might have given you a different sample. I can't remember exactly. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I remember seeing her swatch book. I've definitely seen her channel a ton, but can't recall. Ah, okay. If you're up for it, we could do a Zoom call and you can unbox for me. I think it's so fun to watch people unbox packages. This is the Shinkansen grind custom. Hi, Helena. This is the sailor. Oh, I have seen that. Yes, she has a really, I think she uses a muddler or the back of something. Her swatches are really, really pretty and they're so consistent. I don't know how she does that. I worry about putting them all on one page because they'll look inconsistent or they won't look like they match, and it will drive me a little nuts. And so being able to turn the page and not see the last one helps. She's trying to masquerade as a random viewer, but my partner is in the chat. Let's do this one next. This is the Robert Oster Stationery Fest exclusive ink. It is confetti blue, but it's labeled wingding confetti, which I'm not sure what that means, but wait, I actually remember having this conversation. The package did get to you, didn't it? I've been thinking about kind of taking a page out of Allison's book over at um, Coco Studio and doing a month of letter writing. I was thinking maybe like Snail Mail March or something. It'll be the year of me starting my channel. It'll be CSF time. And it's also my birthday month, which is always fun to write cards to other people in. And it would be fun. I was thinking like maybe a letter a day. Could even do it like to other folks and kind of highlight their channels. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do yet, but I think it would be fun. And I just adore sending snail mail so much. Nichi, I didn't know you had a dog. What kind of dog do you have? This is so silly. I feel like I just have a chat full of people like I vaguely know as friends, and this would be so much better as just like a Zoom call or something. Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. Okay, and I don't think I have confetti blue in any of my pens right now, so we can just move on to the next. It is a really beautiful blue though, right? Ta-da-ta-da. Helena, what time is it for you? It must be quite late also, right? Or maybe it's about this. Wait, is it the morning time for you? I'm trying to think of where India is in relation to the east coast of Australia. Wow, this ink looks completely different on this paper than I am used to. This is Mont Blanc, homage to Robert Louis Stevenson Brown. Ah, oh my gosh. You know, oh my, 7:30 is extremely early. Also, Nichi, I think I have seen your dog actually. My memory is so bad, which is part of why I got into this hobby. But yeah, I think I've seen him. He's really like fluffy and cute and has like the pointed ears, right? 150 is huge. And I say friends because we're not necessarily saying that we're close, but saying that like I've seen you all before. So yes, you count, Rebecca. I would say that they here, I can actually show you the swatches again really quick. If we're comparing Alcoldren and Chicorin, you can see it even in the bottom. No, you can't see it in the bottom. Here, let me grab my journal actually. Where is it? Here. So this is my currently inked. You can see at the bottom there, the top one is Alcoldren, and the bottom is Chicorin. So Alcoldren writes a little darker, and I would also say it writes just a little drier as well. But I think Alcoldren has like a deeper, more ochre color as well. And it's definitely a better shading ink than Chicorin. I think Chicorin can be a little more flat. I don't know if that's helpful, but that's my two swatches next to each other. Mhm. You know, I forget that this has shimmer in it because it never actually has shimmer when I write because all of it's stuck at the bottom. I am really bad about shaking my inks before I ink them too. Becca, where are you located? A tea and draw. Sounds so fun. Wow, this looks completely different on camera as well. I'd say, let me see if this camera picks it up better. No, it does not. Okay. It's a much more like acorny color, and in writing, it ends up being much more ochre-y. It's not this green in life, I don't think. It's a much darker, desaturated brown, especially when it pools in a more wet nib. Ooh, Porto, like Portugal. So yes, you can see that the swatch and the writing sample are completely different with this ink. And so it's helpful to have both in this little swatch book. Ah, oh my gosh, that's so fun. Maybe I'll try and host something similar here. I've been talking to my local stationery store a little bit about maybe starting some sort of meetup, because it's been like a couple months now that I've been attending one in a city about an hour and a half from me where I go to school. It'd be nice to have one here and to build some community and connections locally rather than further away. It'd also be fun to host a little journal meetup in Chicago when we're there for the fest. I imagine quite a few people will be traveling, and so maybe that's an option too. This next one is Sailor Manyo Shirakashi. Haha. Okay. I wonder if maybe it is the Q-tip that is making this not write well because it's soaking it all up. Let's try the back of this. That's not going to end well. It's pooled too much. Okay. You know, I thought the same for us too. I live in North Carolina, which is my whole life growing up here. I really was like, this is the place where nothing happens. And now I'm an adult and I'm like, this, it's kind of crazy here. Like, we've got some fun stuff. I don't know if it changed in my, like, as I was growing up and I never really realized that, or if it was always cool and now I'm just able to appreciate it. But I don't know, maybe it'll surprise you, your hometown. Ooh, that's a really good idea. Let me try that actually. Be right back. Back of a plastic spoon, liner brush. Oh my gosh, he and Jenny used to live in South Carolina too. Um, I lived in Greenville with her for a little bit, and then we spent a lot of time in Charleston. And then I lived in middle of nowhere Seneca for a while, and that was kind of terrible, but it made me resilient. Solony, you live in a more rural area, right? Or no? I think what I know of your city is, admittedly, I know very little about Haryana, actually. I would love to hear about it, though. If you're up to write me another letter, stay pen pals. I would love to hear more about, I guess, all of you, and like where you're from, what you like about it. Mari, you don't have to feel like you have to share, but I am curious. Where are you located? Is it somewhere as uninteresting as you say? Chandigarh. Okay. I am like slightly sure, like I have some idea of where Haryana is, but my family all lives in Delhi now, and so I've only really been to Delhi and like some places around it, like Noida, and Noida especially is like very fun and pretty, but nothing really happens. And Delhi is interesting, but I feel like in some ways it can be boring, right? Like people go to work and they go home. There's not really much to do. But I've only really been as a child and as my family and with my family, and my family is notoriously boring. Let's see if that's paper is holding up to the swatches pretty well. Oh, yay! Um, mm. You know, like living in North Carolina my whole life, it's been like, oh, technically we're rural. We have the biggest like rural population of any state, yada yada yada. But really, like we're quite suburban, and especially like when I was young, we had this kind of identity as suburban. But we're starting to grow more and more to a mid-sized city, and I live about 30-ish minutes from a number of larger-ish cities. And by larger-ish, I mean mid-size for the US at least. And I'm constantly surprised by how many interesting people and niche communities are around here. It was truly like my whole life I was like, I'm leaving. I hate it here. It's uninteresting. But as I'm growing up, it's either changing or I'm learning to appreciate it. And so it's interesting for sure. I'm gonna have to get some more water soon. I think the rest of these are fine. Thank you for the suggestion to try a brush. I actually picked up some shimmer this time. You see it? Yeah. That's good. I think I'm a little torn on small towns, if I'm honest. I grew up in one technically, and I really love the sense of community you can build and like the togetherness. And also they can be boring. Very, very boring. This is Burgundy Royale. Oh, let me actually Google how many people live in this area. So between the three cities I live between, there are 2.3-ish million people. This particular town has more than 30,000 people. So I guess it's not small anymore, for sure. But when I was young, it felt small, and it was small. It's grown a lot in the last decade or so. I recently heard that about 10 people move to this area every single day, which is insane. Ah, the Midwest. Got a piece of cat hair here. I don't know if I knew that about Portugal. I've seen a lot of the like really beautiful nature and touristy spots, and it's definitely on my list to visit. But I didn't know that not many people live there. I am also surprised the cats are leaving me alone. Momo's up there asleep. And then Bao is in here asleep as well, I think. Or, no, she's not. Where is Bao? Interesting. I don't know where she is. Wow, that's crazy. I also hate cars. Yeah, I hate cars. That's the one thing that I think I would change about where I live now. I love where I live so much, and I never thought I would, but I really adore it here. The one thing I would change is give it a subway system because I don't want to be driving. And we live up right outside like a massive road, and it does drive me a little crazy. Uh, oh my god, yes. Sammy and I met like by chance at the last Stationery Fest in Chicago, and they were like telling me about their art they make, and they pulled it up, and I was like, "Is that my cat?" It was so funny, and of course now I have a couple of their sticker sheets. I'm probably going to order more and more because they're such goofy stickers, and they look exactly like Val. They bring me so much joy. Um, yeah, I feel like I've been seeing so many people do like cat related art lately, and I am horrible at drawing people, but I can draw food and buildings and cats. And so I'm starting to think like, maybe I don't need to wait until I can draw people to do the silly little art that I want to do. Yes, Burgundy Royale is one of my favorite inks by far. And it comes out of like, if you put it in a nib and write with a fountain pen with it, it comes out much more rich and dark. And you don't see a lot of this pinkish sheen. And so this is a new way for me to look at it, but I'm going to write with it too, and you'll see that. This is a medium-ish nib on my partner's vanishing point. can't believe it's already been 45 minutes. This is so fun. Maybe I'll stay on for a while. Let's see. If y'all are interested, this is my currently inked as well. I like to keep it in a rainbow because I rotate my pens, so every day I use a different one, and I put them in order because I think it's fun for my journal, and it keeps me organized, so I make sure I'm reusing all my pens too. Let's do Spree Brown. Spree Brown I keep on the other side of my desk because it is too tall to go with the rest of the stuff underneath it. But it is a very beautiful bottle. I'm a little worried about where my second cat is now, actually. Hello. That's weird. I know y'all can hear me rustling around my house right now because I have my mic clipped to me, but where is the other cat? We do not have a large apartment. What the heck? We still have our Christmas tree up, and she does like it in there, but doesn't seem like she's under it. Weird. Bow. I'm a little confused. She is not in the closet, Jenny, which is why I'm like especially concerned. Did I lock her out? Hope she's not. Oh no, she's stuck in the closet. Did she go in there? Hello? No. She is not in the cleaning closet. You were hiding. What are you doing there? Okay, Jenny, you were right. She was under our laundry pile. I did get worried there for a second. I gotta catch up on the chat. I don't know what Kinjinya is. Where's Kinjinya? I'm gonna Google it. Oh, cherry liquor. Interesting. Alright, sorry about that. That was a little off topic, but did need to make sure she was not stuck in the cleaning supplies or something. This is Ackerman's Spree Brown. This is my like actual acorny color. Fill the ink well. So, for those of you who have not seen this bottle before, it is really cool because it's got this inkwell on top, And so I tip it, it fills the ink well, and now I can get the ink. Yeah, I think it's so smart. How do you all choose the pen you want to write with? I don't. I really don't. I just follow the order I set for myself. I keep one ink in one pen, and I'll just take turns in my journal day to day. Otherwise, I feel like I would neglect some of my pens because I would forget they exist. And also, like, I want to give them all equal amounts of love, like they're my children. And I do have quite a few fall-esque colors in my collection. I think it's because it's probably my favorite season, and also I just like the color story, and so it tends to be lots of warm greens, browns, reds, and yellows. I had someone in my comments recently point out that I seem to like orange inks, and I was a little appalled at that. But I realized, like, oh my god, I use a lot of orange inks. Oh, I think I know who this is. Hi. I'm not gonna say your name because this is the internet, but maybe you should call Jenny. Um, what am I doing? Going for my next ink. Mari, you recently acquired a lot of pens. How do you decide what to ink and what to like use? I think for me it's easy because I can use all my pens because I only have a few. But one day I hope to have a collection like yours. Yeah, I will say I also don't have a lot of inks, and so it's pretty easy for me to decide. I finish up whatever I have in my pen, and then it's like, okay, well, what do I not have inked, and what have I not used? And it's usually only one or two options. This is Dryden Designs Sunset Orange. I don't know if I've ever seen Diamond Carousel or Diamond Carousel. I think I just really love warm tones, and never in my life would I have been like, I like orange. But I think I kind of like orange. Not something I would have expected, but this is an Urban ink that we seem to be extremely low on. I think, oh, wait. I know my partner had Yamabudo at some point. And this looks like Yamabudo, but it's in a completely different bottle. And it's also like smothered in ink because, wait a minute, am I being silly? Has this just evaporated? I think Jenny is driving home, so I will ask her when she gets back, but I suspect that this is evaporated because I don't think we've ever really used this ink. And it's got like nothing left in there. Same with this Parker Blue, almost empty. Huh. Interesting. Next up is this tiny little thing of Cacao do Brazil by Urban. Thank you. This is like a brownish grayish ink that I don't know if I've ever inked in one of my pens. We've had it in our collection for a while, but as you can see, it's not anything particularly fun. Alright, I'm gonna have to swap my water out, so if you'll just give me a moment. Yes, it is Dryden Designs Sunset Orange. It also writes very well. It's quite a like shading ink, and so it ends up being very legible, which I think is uncommon for especially orange and yellow inks. Toro, I think, only really looks good in medium or larger nibs, but the Sunset Orange looks good, I think, and is legible in finer nibs too, which is fun. Next up, we have another Urban ink, tiny. This is Blue Mysotis. And let's get this guy open. This is like an off purple / gray / blue. I would not trust the colors you're seeing on screen. I think they look very different in life. I think your videos would do particularly well in a live format, Mari, because I feel like you're one of the few creators I watch that isn't super edited. I think your very like long, calm videos are well suited to this. And I think that like those of us that aren't able to catch them live will still be able to watch them later. Oh, why did I put that away? I still need that. Let's see, this is Airbon, and it has a really nice shading effect too that I'm not sure y'all can see. Looks like my other camera just went out. Let's give that a... Give me a moment while I troubleshoot that. There we go. And let's swap these. Thank you. Okay. I don't know if you can see that shading, but it's quite nice. I just realized I never actually did my little doodles on this page, so headed back over there. Yeah. I love especially, Mari, like how many videos you have and how long they are. It's nice. I always have like a companion to journal with or to do chores with or just to kind of like hang out with, I guess. I often also will just play them while I'm in the car because I have this huge commute. And though we are starting to get some stationery related podcasts, I don't think we have quite enough of them just yet. I've really been enjoying the Plannerds podcast, especially lately. Helena, thank you for that. It's been so nice, especially on long drives, just to like be able to hear more from people I know and love, and also that about a subject that I could listen to people talk about for hours, no matter how often I try to switch it up. I often will get tired of audiobooks or any other podcast that's not stationery related at the moment. My life feels like it's always in a car. Most of it's been in a car up until this point too. Righty. Starting to finish off our bottles of ink. Let's go ahead and pull out the next few. I'm not sure that I'm going to swatch these just because we're running out. And I also feel like they may have evaporated. And so I need to double check that with Jenny because I also could have sworn we had Yamabudu at one point, but maybe we're out. I'll have to check with it, but forgive me if there's a strange, like, if I'm responding to things late or my conversation seems jilted. There seems to be a delay, which I think is just how this works, but maybe next time we'll do a Zoom call or something. Alrighty. This is good old Pilot Blue. I don't know if I've ever used this, but we will just have at it. This came, I think, with either my Platinum A23 or my partner's or something like that, and we just kind of ended up with it, but it is a nice color, but I find blue ink so uninteresting sometimes. I think up until very recently, I was a staunch anti-blue ink person, but I'm starting to let it grow on me, and this is a nice blue, so maybe one of these days I'll give it a try. I think these inks that we kind of don't use, I'm just going to put on one page to save myself some paper. Thanks, Helena, that's so sweet. This is Pilot Blue. I'm glad I chose to do some swatching instead of anything else today because I would not have been able to journal and talk for sure. I don't know if I have a favorite pen, actually, because all of my pens are my favorites for different reasons. I really like the nib on my Sailor, which is custom ground by CY. And then I really love the look and the smoothness of my newest pen. I love my TWSBI because it's so reliable and the nib is thick enough that I can do more fun things with it. Oh, this looks strange. There's an inkwell in there. Never seen that before. Okay. And yeah, I think I love all of my pens for different reasons. There's no way to pick one. I think I do have least favorites, but those pens often don't last long. I get rid of them pretty quickly. And so, I don't know. Any pen that sticks around, I love enough to keep. Any pen that I love enough to keep, I would consider a favorite. Got a drop of something on there. Ooh. I was telling folks earlier that I actually probably will draw something because I am working on a little project. I'm trying to do an art market this month, which I have never done before, and I've never sold my art as an adult before, and so maybe I will end up drawing a little on stream today, but we will see how that goes. Ooh, which one? I have a few. I have this one, which is a crane. Um, I got it in Iceland, actually, this last summer. Right after I lost my job, I got a little. I talk about it in my flip through video, actually, a lot. But one of my highlights for last year was after losing my job, I got a scholarship. And so all of my savings for tuition had been freed up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. And I went on one of my most spontaneous trips ever. And I think it's one of the few times I've acted my age and done something a little crazy. And so I went to Iceland, had an uproariously good time, slept in the back of a car, did all sorts of crazy stuff. And on my last day, I went to a tattoo studio planning to get a mushroom or something. I think I just wanted a tattoo to commemorate the trip generally. And I had just picked something out of her flash, and I showed up and I told her, like, I don't really feel married to the mushroom idea. I just want a tattoo. And so I asked her, like, is there anything cool that you've been wanting to do that maybe you haven't posted yet, or something that, we can both have fun doing today? And she pulled up the crane on her iPad and was like, well, I drew this recently. And I kind of just walked away with it. It was completely unexpected. I love cranes, and like they are a beautiful bird, but I never like had thought long and hard about getting a tattoo of one. I just kind of ended up with it, and it was very fun. Okay, bye, Niji. Have fun with dinner. Tell your mom I say hi. Um, and then I have this fish one, which was another flash. I think I just wanted a tattoo, and I had never gotten a tattoo from like anywhere at home, near home. I always got tattoos while traveling or while like at university or away from home, essentially. And so this is my only tattoo I've ever gotten locally, and it's nice to have like a little piece of home with me. And then this one is a shrimp. I got this one while traveling in Hawaii. Um, it was another one of those, like, it's my last day on a trip. I have nothing to do. I want to get something. And it was also it was a very like eventful trip for me. It was my first time traveling like alone, but well, I had traveled alone before, but it was my first time like planning a trip, paying for a trip, doing everything by myself. Um, and I didn't have friends or anybody to meet up with. And so it was quite a momentous trip in my life. And then also, it was my first trip out of undergrad. I was presenting at a national conference, which was super cool. And so it was a way for me to commemorate that particular trip. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, you're an artist. I want to hear more about your studio, or if you could link the Instagram or something in the chat, I will save it and maybe I will come to you one day. It's so sweet to hear you guys call me your favorite creator. Hello to Australia. Let's see. Do you have a favorite, Becca? It was a very special trip. I never thought I was gonna go. Hawaii is not typically the place that like people recommend going if you're trying to be careful about like the ethics of where you're traveling. And then also on top of all of that, I'm not at a point in my life where I ever thought I could afford it, but I received a few grants to go, and I had the opportunity to do so, like presenting work on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and so it felt apt. And so it was really nice. This is Sailor Shikiori, some kind of dye ink. I do not know what the name of it is. I will actually find out because I need to write it down, but my notebooks are so far away, so maybe I will get to that later. You can see in writing, this ink is much more purple than it is blue, like it looks in the swatch. Oh, that's so cool. I will call you Bacon because I don't want to put you on the internet like that. But that is very cool. I'm happy that you made a hat. For those of you who are in the chat, you might see my partner's youngest sibling. I'm trying to be thoughtful and careful, but you should not be on the internet like this. Let's see. I think my purple. I will call you after the live stream and we can talk about it. How about that? The internet is not always the safest place, especially for little kids. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing some kind of parenting on stream today. Let's see. All right. I do not know what this purple ink is called, but Jenny does, and so I will find out when she gets home. That is all of our bottled inks, I believe. Unless Yamabudo is somewhere that I am not able to check for whatever reason. I could have sworn we had a bottle of it, but maybe I'm crazy. We do have lots of ink vials, and our holder for them actually recently broke thanks to a cat disaster. And so they are currently living in this little, or they're currently living in this tote bag. I'm thinking we can do all of these. I have a pretty good pulse on what bottled inks we have, but I have a very bad idea of what ink vials we have, because a lot of these I actually purchased before I was into fountain pens for my partner. The first year we were dating, I made her like a little Inkvent calendar out of these vials. And so I went on PenSwap, and I believe the retailer, who shall not be named, because they have since been out of public favor because of some actions. But essentially, I went on a number of sites and grabbed a lot of vials for her and wrapped them for Christmas, numbered them 1 through 25. And we have so many now. And I have zero idea what inks we have and do not have. And so we are just going to have at it. I am grabbing these by the handful right now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Saloni, I cannot believe you've been up for an hour drawing. Working. Drawing for you is work. Oh my god. I think I would go crazy. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good night and you sleep well. And I will talk to you soon. All right. I believe that is all of our ink files. And if you look, they're taking up the entire desk at this point. And so we're going to keep going. If you are on the phone with Jenny, like I think you are, you should tell her that it is a purple ink and ask her what her Sailor purple ink is for me. And you can tell the chat too, Bacon. You should tell me on the phone later instead of now. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. While our bottle collection is small, our vial collection is a little massive. Let's start with Lamy Tourmaline. And I think for vials, we're just going to do 1 square per. Yeah, I know it's in her journal, but I'm not going to go find it right now. Hi, Valen. All right, next up we have KWZ Honey. This is a newer acquisition that I am extremely excited about. I've been trying to get a bottle of this or a sample of this forever, and it's always out of stock when I try to grab it. I've actually been trying to get it since my very first fountain pen. They had a swatch of it at the store. I was trying to buy it, my pen at, and I tried to grab it, and they were like, sorry, out of stock. Ah, so pretty. And this is like a really nice ochre brown-ish color. Yeah, it's a really pretty color, and it has been so hard to find. I believe it's a Turkish company that makes it. This is KWZ Honey. Oh, Amanda. Okay. I struggle with the username versus name situation. Don't worry about samples. I think flat packs are the only thing you can send with postage mail anyway. And I have learned this message. I have learned this lesson by accidentally spending tons of money on packages, sending snail mail. And so don't worry about it. Am I out of Q-tips? I think I'm out of Q-tips. I guess we'll just switch to using the brush. It does look similar to the Mont Blanc, but if you... Hold on. I don't know if you've seen this ink yet, Jenny, because I just got it too. But where's the Mont Blanc ink? I guess this is a nice moment to catch anyone up in the chat if they have not seen it yet. Here's Chikurin. Here's Yamaguri. Here's All Gold Ren. Toro. Robert Oster, Confetti Blue. Here's our Mont Blanc ink. And here is our KWZ Honey. Isn't that very different? They write very, very differently. And it's showing up much more green on camera than it is in life. So fair warning, this is not what this ink looks like at all. It is a much more like ochre, yellowish, brownish color. And it has the undertone of the green, but it definitely doesn't look like this in life. But yeah. The KWZ Honey, I don't know if it has a smell. I wasn't smelling it. My sense of smell is terrible. Oh, it does have a smell. It smells sweet. It smells like honey. I did not know this about these inks. Oh my god, wait. Becca, I would have never thought to sniff it. Wow, it smells like chocolate or honey. Like, it smells really good. Wow, I'm impressed. Thank you for that tidbit. Next up, we have Kyoto Stone Road to Gaion. Ooh, there's too much water on this brush. Okay, give me a moment. Let's blot that. Let's see. Be right back. Yeah, I do wonder if that's intentional or if it's just like the way it smells. But yeah, it's an important thought. This is an extremely dry ink, and I think that really comes through in this swatch. The color is beautiful, but the way it looks is just not for me, unfortunately. I will do a green next. Let's see. I've got a sample of Chikurin that River actually sent me, but I do not need that, so maybe I will send that away to somebody. Let's see, what do I have that's green? You do this dye ink. This is Hyper Green. It's one of Jenny's. I will just take it out of the cap so I'm not sucking up all her ink here. It looks a lot like Chikurin, but more highlightery. Oh, hey River, I was just talking about you. Oh no, Alice is very dry. Ah. Amanda, do you enjoy drier inks? I think I I think that is unique, at least for me. I'm not sure I've ever enjoyed a dry ink unless it's been a very thick nib. Oh, I'm glad. Everything that's been going on in the world right now has been extremely overwhelming, and if I can encourage folks to get away from it all, I will always try. It's been an incredibly rough year, 2 years, especially in the US. It's just been a lot of ink swatching so far. And I was talking about how you sent me Tigrin. Interesting. I've never heard that before, Amanda. You are a unicorn. Yeah. I know that this is not a political space, and like I want to be thoughtful about like maintaining a sense of escapism, but in case it wasn't clear, fuck Trump and fuck ICE. Journaling is political. It's deciding whose life is important, and deciding that your life is worthwhile and worth remembering is, unfortunately, it shouldn't be, but it is unfortunately a political act. And I hope you all know that your lives are important and are worth being remembered, that they're worth living. And yeah, fuck Trump. I'm not scared to say it. You said it. I hope that those of you in the US are registered to vote and that you will be going out to the polls over the next few weeks for the midterms. This is one of our few opportunities to really exercise our rights, especially as the administration makes protest and resistance more and more dangerous, especially for people like me, people like the people I love. I have had to really grapple with the fact that I am no longer in a position where protest is something I can do. And I know that is true for many of us. And so I hope that those of you who can, and those of you who are able, are protesting and resisting in the ways that you can. And for those of you that can be registered, that can vote, I hope that you have plans too. And if you have not made your plans, if you have not registered, here is your reminder. The midterms are extremely important, even if they feel like they are not. North Carolina especially. I know this because of my prior field of work. Every year, we have multiple districts and multiple counties where elections are won by a single vote. And so if you're in a swing state, especially, know that your vote matters and everybody is important. And so we all need to show up where we can. It's crazy to me too. North Carolina's first ever Asian American and Latino American representatives were sworn into office, won their elections by single votes, by one voter who decided to show up that day. And so if there's any place in the world where it matters, it is a swing state in the United States. It is so important absolutely everywhere. And even in states where we don't swing, where, you know, the Electoral College takes advantage of us, showing up still makes your representatives afraid. Showing up makes your representatives know you exist, and it's almost a census to vote every single midterm, every single election. And having that census is important, even if it ultimately is lost. So please do your absolute best. Show up, do what you can. And remember that, like, no matter how hard things get, like, there are people who care, there are people who still have a moral compass, who still want to do the right thing, and we're all in this together. Amanda, one of these days I'm going to ask your wife how she left the US. It's hard to leave. Especially as an immigrant to this country, like, I went, it feels almost like a sunk cost fallacy, right? Like, I've been here for so long. We struggled so much to get citizenship. Leaving now feels crazy. And yet, it is no longer the country that we wanted to move to. Here's Green Black by Diamine. I have no rhyme or reason for how I'm picking these, by the way. Good for her. No, I have honestly been waiting for someone to ask me. My like work day to day is actually quite political in nature, and my like most recent position was actively not just political in nature, it was a political job. And I struggle with knowing when and where to say these things, because this is a channel that's meant to be more escapist. But, you know, like, I want to be clear, and I want to know where, like, I want to make sure that we're building the kind of community that I would feel safe in and that I want to have. And so thank you for giving me the opportunity to say what I wanted to say. This is Diamine Blue Lightning. I'm not sure what you mean, Rebecca. That's why you can't manifest. I think all kinds of writing are political, right? Like the stories we tell, the stories we think are worth telling, that's a statement, right? Like, all kinds of art and writing are political. Hi, Bill. All right, what is next? Got one of my favorites. This is KWZ also. And now I'm going to sniff it because Rebecca has opened my eyes. It also smells sweet. Interesting. This is also a KWZ ink. I adore KWZ. They don't get the credit they deserve, but they make such interesting, beautiful colors. And I don't know if this is going to dry down the way I am used to it drying down on this paper, but the sheen that they can manage to the sheen that they managed to put on this ink is insane. This is called KWZ Sheen Machine. It sheens purple to blue, and it is absolutely stunning. And I have never seen an ink like it. All right, I can see it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yes, I will definitely post this to the channel. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but for me, the entire ink turns purple in the light. Ah, look at that. Incredible. I love KWZ. I do not own a bottle of any of their inks because they're so hard to come by, but the swatches or the samples are selling me enough that I would be more than happy to buy their entire collection if somebody would sell me it. Jenny, are you working till 6 tonight? I feel like you've been there so long. Let's see, and what's next? I'm trying to see if I have another. Here's the other Sheen Machine. They have Sheen Machine and they have Sheen Machine 2. And I'm going to show you Sheen Machine 2 right now as well. Oh, they're from Poland. I got their location wrong. Yeah, Trufe in South Carolina sells them, but I've only ever been able to get the samples in stock. The bottles never seem to be in stock. Oh, I went way too deep on that dip. Whoops. There is. I don't know how they formulated this. It is like no other Sheen I've ever seen before. Ugh, this is fun. Yes, and so this one is like a deeper turquoisey color, and then it sheens purple. Insane. And these inks are just stunning. I also think I have a preference for the second one, just because I think this color is more suited to me, but the blue is pretty too. And it's a very bright, like royal blue, which I think is fun. What is up next? I guess we can kind of stick with this blue theme. I've got Bad Belted Kingfisher. I believe this one is also a sheening ink, but I haven't inked it in a while, so we'll find out together. Can you believe that I've been in this hobby for this long and I've never swatched all my inks? I have absolutely no clue what's in our collection and what's not. I just go in blind every time I want to try something. Is there a particular reason that y'all don't love writing with sheening inks? Are they like dry or something? Oop. Just ran out of it. Let's see. Good night. Let's see. A blue with green tones. Honestly, I probably do, but I have no idea, so we're gonna find out together. I'm trying to think if I know any inks that follow that color scheme, and I cannot. I see. They do smear a lot. That is one of my complaints with Sheen Machine, is that it's almost impossible. I will give it that. I would say like the Midori paper, they dry down pretty well, but on Tomoe paper, like it's not going to dry for days and it's going to drive me nuts. I don't write with them on my Tomoe paper at all anymore. I've given up. This is Lichen Watermark BPC, sent to me from River. This is like an off gray greenish color, and I believe when written with it shades quite a bit, but I've not inked it yet. This is a very light pen, so it'll be nice to try it with a dip. Or it's a very light ink, and so I'm not sure how it would look in a pen, but try it in a dip nib. Let's see. Hey, kitty cat. It's actually much more legible than I was expecting. I'll be right back. I'm going to wash out my ink water. It's been needing a refill for a minute now. Alrighty. Right, there is our next 4. think we're dry enough, but I'll just do blotting sheet just in case. Let's see, what do we have next? Oh, getting ink all over my table here. We have Tono and Lim's Sacher Tort. This is another one of my favorites. And aforementioned cat, we were surprised wasn't bothering me. Hi, Bao. My favorite ink. I have really been enjoying Spree Brown lately, which is the acorny one that we did earlier. I'm gonna move the cat. Here you go, kitty. Sorry, Bao. It's too many things going on up here for you to hang out with me. Ooh. I'd say this one has been my favorite lately to write with, Ackerman Spree Brown. It's just a very warm chestnutty color, and it shades really well. Yeah, this has been fun. I was not expecting to have folks be around for so long. I guess this is a moment for me to be a smart YouTuber, growth-minded YouTuber, and mention, like, I do this every month on my Patreon, which is linked in the description of all my YouTube videos. I am unfortunately an unemployed and slightly broke graduate student, and so I would love your support. And I do offer some perks over there with printables and things like that. I don't do as much as I would like to, but I'm hoping that over the next few weeks / months, I'll be able to start offering more art and things like that. Tunnel and Limbs, Saturated Horde. But of course, there's never any pressure to support me in that way. I know it is a horrific economy for all of us, and you know, you're entitled to take care of yourself first. Bye, Helena. Thank you for stopping by. I cannot believe you stopped in so early in the morning, but I am honored. Now that she's gone, maybe I can talk about her a little bit. It was actually Helena's channel that really drove me to start. I think she, for quite a while, has been my absolute favorite YouTuber, content creator, what have you, because her channel is just so calming and it feels like coming home a lot of the time. Plus, I think something that has been particularly nice is just seeing how she approaches this hobby in a very like slow and mindful way. I think for a long time I thought the only way to find success here on YouTube was to make a lot of that more clickbaity content, haul content, and that didn't feel very true to myself. And so I never really did that. And I thought like, I don't know what I have to say or what kind of community I can build. But it was in watching her channel for so long that I realized like, you know what? The people here are sweet. They're great. And I think there's a community to be found, even if it's not the traditional YouTube way. And I'm so fortunate to have found it. Oh, that's so sweet, Rebecca. I do not have something like that. However, I do know it's an I don't know if it's an option, but you could do like a single month on Patreon, or you could like buy a printable. Maybe that is something I should think about, but I've never given that much thought. Thank you for the idea. This is Diamine Marine. It really is so nice over here on this corner of the internet. I'm of the age where a lot of us kind of grew up on the internet, and I've been in a lot of not very fun spaces. And spaces also that, like, were united by a passion for something, but maybe weren't as familiar or as cozy. And so it's been it's been really nice, like cultivating this more and more and becoming a part of it. I think for a long time I was a silent viewer, which is fun, but to get to know people and to see like, oh, they actually are as like nice and as welcoming as they seem has been so nice. I wish I could use your name, but all I can see is your username, all imperfect. I did not know you had been here this long. That is so sweet. I'm happy to hear that, like, I haven't changed too much over the time. I feel like, if anything, that original first video was like a little out of character for me. I made a video that I thought everyone wanted to see instead of what I wanted to make, I think. I will definitely be posting a haul again this year, but to talk about the products and not about why or how or when I acquired them felt strange because to me, I buy things in a lot of ways for that sentimentality, which I think you all have noticed, right? Like everything I have a story behind. And so, yeah. Nice to meet you, Kat. Thank you for being here. This is unlabeled, so I do not know. Oh, this is Sailor Ink Studio 123. It is a really nice sheening, or I guess shading, purple ink. And I'll bring it up to the camera in just a second so I can show you more closely, but there you are. You can see it's on the edges, or I guess it's not showing up well on camera. On the edges of the color, it turns a lighter pinkish color, and it's very, very pretty. Let me add some more light in this room. I wonder if that is part of why my camera is struggling. Ah, isn't that nice? And you can see the shading a little better now. Let's see. Let's see. What could be... Hello. This is Bao. You want to go in your bed? Oh, yeah. Let's see. What's next? Hello. Am I crazy, or did we have a bottle of Yamabudo at some point? Am I crazy, or did we have a bottle of Yamabudo at some point? Yamabudo. Yeah, we had a bottle of it, right? Oh. What? Oh. Oh, you got Indian food? Oh, did you go to the one on the corner that's always there? Oh. Interesting. What made you do that? Alrighty. Okay. I'm gonna hang out on stream for a bit. Having fun with my inks. I'll eat in a bit. I'm gonna keep swatching for a while. I'm having fun. Yes. Also, have you seen that Daisy's in my chat going crazy? Alrighty. Hi, Val. Alrighty. Hi. This is another ink that River sent me. This is... Wait, where did I just put it? It was Smoky Mauve. Is this it? No. Where did I just put it? Somebody in the chat who is watching more closely can tell me, maybe? Oh. River, are you still here? If so, I would love to hear what the brand of this ink is. It's so nice. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe I can. Where is this from? Also, Rebecca, I'm not sure I saved it. Did you mention where you do your tattoos? Oh, wait. It wasn't you? Where did this come from? Wait, is that not you? I don't know where this came from. But I guess... Jenny, do you know where this came from? Smoky Mauve?
Yeah, I got it from Crazy Hours.
Oh.
It's the permanent ink.
Oh, what brand is it?
Diamond.
Diamond. Thank you. My bad, River. Thank you for being here, kiddo.
Oh, this shit is spicy. You should try this.
I'm still on live.
Oh, you can eat a little bit.
Okay. Yes. Hold on. Let me write diamine before I forget.
Ooh, that blue ink is pretty.
Right?
Diamine
Do you want to say hello?
marine. No.
Yes, I found out it is Jenny's. I thought it was you. The handwriting's kind of similar. That's
Is
good.
it good? I can't tell. Everything's so spicy.
It is very spicy.
I said medium.
Also, I don't know if you heard me, Rebecca, but if you're okay with putting it in the chat, I would love to hear where your tattoo studio is. Okay. I will save that. And if I'm ever there, that is where I will go. I need to write it down before I forget. Oh, it is spicy, Jenny. It's still hurting my mouth.
I know, right? You want another piece?
Yeah.
It took forever. Like an hour.
Thank you. You want to say hi?
Hello, everyone. This is quite a setup.
You're not on camera at all.
Oh, I know.
Okay. This is Jenny, the person who got me into this expensive hobby. It's really spicy.
What are you saying? You were supposed to stream for an hour.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm having fun with the ink. Rebecca has a tattoo studio.
I heard that. That
Um,
was cool.
yeah.
I haven't used Smoky Mauve yet, but that looks nice.
Right? I thought River had sent it, and then they were like, that wasn't me. And I was like, oh, where did this come from?
Oh.
It is nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Everyone's saying hello.
Oh. Hello.
Samantha, one of my patrons, and then River.
Awesome. Is that the pile of unswatched inks?
Correct. I think I'm going to run out of paper.
Yeah.
We have so much ink. I didn't realize how much we had.
I keep buying inks too.
We have okay. I will definitely look up the tattoo studio after this.
Wouldn't it be cool if you got a Patreon's tattoo on you?
That would be crazy behavior. Don't say that. No ideas. Here is the Noodlers dye ink that you grabbed. Have you used this one yet?
No.
Noodlers Empire Red.
I've never had this before, so I wanted to try it. I don't know what it's called.
Oh, I've seen that before. You should try it.
I didn't realize it was a street food vendor. I thought it was like actual food.
What made you stop for food?
Huh?
What made you stop for food? I wasn't.
After work?
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it.
Oh. I wanted sushi, but then I saw this food truck. And then Daisy told me to get it.
Daisy, are you making Jenny spend her money? Tattooing a lot. Not posing. Ooh. Amanda, I would love to hear where you got your tattoos in Japan too, one day. Surprised I was watching all my ink samples. Yeah, I've never swatched any of my ink samples before, and I don't know why this taking me this long to get here because we have so many and I have no clue what all we have. And so now I can flip through this instead of shooting in the dark trying to figure out what to ink with next.
Also, when I was watching your stream at like 4 was when it started, I heard the sirens and I drove past it. There was a huge car crash.
Oh,
There was yeah.
that's
It was
great.
like, yeah.
Are you okay? Like
I
out
have
there?
no idea. It was like literally down the street.
Oh,
Her car was like the front of it, like I don't know.
yeah. Wow, we hear sirens on this street all the time. I didn't know something had happened. I just like zoned out. I was like, we always hear sirens.
You should dip more, like make it whiter. It looks so dry.
Yeah, I'm doing the brush too.
Does that look similar to Smoky Mauve?
It does, doesn't it?
Do we have duplicates?
No, this is BPC Bordeaux. This is the one River
I
sent.
have like duplicate shades. Do you mind that I'm talking?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I want to send you a letter too. Good Times Inc. in Osaka. Yeah.
I'm gonna save you one. I'm gonna eat another.
Okay. Wait, what time is it in Japan right now? It must be early too, right? Saloni was on here, and it's like 3 or 4 a.m. for her right now.
Where?
India?
Oh, early riser maybe.
No, she said she was staying up late.
Oh.
It was 3 a.m. when I started.
People in Portugal too.
Yeah, I know.
Staying up really late.
Go to sleep. Bad for your health.
Thoughts on adding music to your stream?
I can't because then it will get striped.
Like fire crackling to add to the ambiance.
That would be a good idea. But I think it can still get copyright striked.
That's crazy.
I know, right? I hope you guys are playing music at home. Oh, it's 11:30 in Portugal.
Oh, it's not that late.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's a Friday too.
8:30 in the morning in Japan. Oh. But they've been on for the full 2 hours, which means you've been on since 6:30, right? That's crazy.
I feel like streaming is like perfect with people for people with ADHD.
Yeah, I feel like I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. This is easier than filming. Okay, bye, Kat. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye, Kat.
I do not know how much ink we have because we have never bothered to swatch it all or count it.
There's a bunch of like birthday samples from
Relay. And so maybe at the end of all this, I'll just count all the swatches I did and we'll let you know. Do you see that there's like almost none left in here?
Oh yeah, that one I spilled because I got that one in Spain.
And this one's also almost empty too.
Oh, I don't know whose is that.
I think that one evaporated. Oh.
That's a shimmer ink too, I think.
It is.
Yeah. There's a lot of inks that I use, like haven't used as shimmer inks. You see it?
No, I don't.
You don't see it? Let me get my swatch book.
River, what are you up to tonight? I heard from others, but I don't know if I asked you yet. Also, Amanda, what are you doing?
Oh, never mind. I was getting confused with something else.
I feel like I should change up my doodles. I've been doing the same doodles this whole time.
But that was this one.
That one's pretty too, though.
So many different inks we could have used for Christmas.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh my god, I totally forgot the Olympics are going on. Okay. It was nice having you, Amanda. Thank you for stopping by. We do have two of Sheen Machine too for some reason.
Yeah, that was like, I think we got sent one.
I'm gonna send one of these in Happy Mail, I guess.
I think I stand back to.
No, send it in Happy Mail.
Yeah.
I guess we've got a red theme going for this one.
Ooh.
Okay, bye, kid. Rouge Hematite. You want to sit down?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I should sit down.
This is the A7 Midori notebook.
Wait, that one is supposed to be Sheen.
Oh, interesting.
Wait. Shimmer, sorry.
I didn't shake it.
You didn't start shaking. It's not accurate.
Anyways, as I was saying, yes, this is MD paper. It is the MD A7 light notebook. Actually, Michael from Michael in the Margin sent it to me. It looks like this. And you can get their regular notebooks in the A7 size also. I just happen to have this on hand, and so that's what I'm going with. I imagine I will probably need a few more to swatch the whole collection, but for now, it is doing me well. And each of these squares is like the perfect size for a little swatch. Running out of room. All right, let's see. Next up, we have literally a drop of Robert Australis oak. I am running low, but I'm going to swatch it anyway because I remember liking this ink. And if I have it in here, I can remember to repurchase it. we are going to go ahead and just toss the rest of that vial because it's literally empty, as much as it pains me. Next up, we have a sample of Spree Brown, which you've already swatched, and so I will set that aside to give to somebody. Yeah, I also really like this color. It is much more orange in life. I think on camera it looks more ochre-y, but it is a very, very nice color. Let's see, what else do we have? Here is another Alt Goldrun sample, which I will just give away. Might as well. We've got Brown Cock by JS. Do not remember what that brand is. It's not Urban, unless that S is supposed to be an H, which I don't believe it is. I am Googling this ink to see if I can figure out what the brand is. And I cannot. Let's see, could I have potentially been trying to write anything else? Don't think so. Well, that's a mystery ink. If anyone knows what I could have meant by JS, that would be very welcome in the chat. Yeah, Google is not helping. Well, there's mystery ink number 1, if anyone has any clue. Let's see, is there any other browns that we could do? The rest looks like lots of blues and greens. I've got another Sheen machine. Interesting. Well, that one's also going to go in the giveaway pile. Let's do this one. This is Private Reserve Plum. Right. That one is done. Keep running out of Q-tips. Yeah, it is a really beautiful shade of purple. I don't have any clue what this one is. It's unmarked. But it looks like one of our inks from Crazy Allen's, and so I imagine it is one of Jenny's pigment inks. This is Jenny's custom blend, which I will not be swatching because I do not want to use the last drops of it. Let's see. What shall be next? Let's go ahead and do Pilot Iroshizuku Kuchaku. Yeah, this page did turn out much more colorful than I thought, but it looks good. I'm not really trying to keep like colors together, but it's just turning out that way and it looks pretty cool. Alrighty. I think what we're going to go ahead and do today is just finish out the rest of these pages in this book. And then from there, we'll just wait until I have another set of them to fill out, and we can maybe do another live then. We've got Diamine Magical Forest, which I know is shimmer ink. I love looking at shimmer inks, but my affinity for fine pens does not let me use them, unfortunately. Yeah, we've been here for much longer than I expected to be. I was thinking this was going to be an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but it's been quite a while. I'm having a good time. Next up, we've got Diamine Better Wishes. It's a really nice, like dark off black, bluish, greenish color. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it, actually, which I was not expecting. And looks like we don't really have a lot of it either. It's drying down a much greener color too, which is interesting. Best wishes. I don't know if I've ever seen Sailor Komakusa. I'll pull this closer to you all so you can see the shimmer. I think my hope to do some drawing on stream tonight is a little bit of a pipe dream. We've been on here forever already, so maybe instead I'll just stick with ink for tonight. This isn't yet another sample of Chikurin, is it? No, this is Sailor Manyo Ukikusa. It looks a lot like Chikurin. Thank you for stopping by, Rebecca. It was nice getting to know you some more. I wonder if I can change the background. It's kind of ugly. I can. Why did this not occur to me? This is so much cuter. I think this is the one. All right, that was easy. Let's get the chat back open. All right. What else is looking green-esque? Which do I think is your fave? I think you're a fan of the sparkly one, right? Is that right? This one right here. My 5-year journal? Oh my god. Not well. I have not done any backdating so far this year. I did the first few weeks of January pretty well, but the second few weeks have been empty so far. And don't even get me started on February. I haven't even picked an ink. For my like general creative journal, I've been keeping up pretty okay. I think I'm 1 or 2 days behind right now, which is pretty normal. I do 1 or 2 days at a time. But the 5-year is not going great. I guessed wrong, huh? What about the rest of y'all? How are your Techo Kaigis going? Are we feeling good about our systems? Are we feeling the urge to planner hop? Where are we? I think my system has been the same for so long, minus the 5-year, which I have, I think, begrudgingly committed to. It's too late for me to say no now because I've invested so much money and time into it. But I don't know. Other than that, my system has been pretty much business as usual. I made a slight change last year in trying to do the TN passport. as part of my everyday carry and decided against that this year and instead have just been using it as another one of my covers for the creative journal. And I'm currently in it now because I finished one A6 book already this year, which we'll see either this weekend or next on in like a little flip through. But I'm realizing just how frustrating it is to work in a book that does not want to stay open. I'm hoping that with time the leather will get more used to it again, but as of now it's a little frustrating. Robbie's already planning their 2027, Kaigi? I feel like you could just change now. Like, why do you need to change year to year? Bye, kiddo. Thank you for being here and for your support. I'm proud of you for taking a break. iPad time is no small thing. Be right back, grabbing Q-tips again. Yeah, it has been driving me just a little crazy, the TN, but I love it so much in theory that I'm kind of trying to stick it out anyway. And like, it was not a cheap notebook, so I want to enjoy it, but I'm just not enjoying it. Jenny, your sister says bye. She says bye. This is a fun format. I can see myself doing this more often. Okay, bye. This is Shirakashi, which we already have a bottle of, so that's going on the ledge of things to give away. Here is Iroshizuku Ryoku. Ooh, I don't know where that water drop came from. River, what is Robbie thinking of changing to next year? Is there a reason they can't do it now? I feel so good about sticking it out because I know my money doesn't go to waste. But I do kind of wish I could try new things more often. But I also have a system that's quite flexible in that I try new notebooks all the time and I try new layouts all the time. It's just I do a slightly different, like, I have the same shell of a system, but I use different books within it. And so I feel like I have a good add new books in because then I could be using more books at once. Like, I wish I was the kind of person who could stick with a media journal or stick with X journal or do more at once because then I could have a take a note right now and I could have a weeks right now. There's so many cute weeks right now that I cannot use because I have no purpose for them and I won't be able to stick with them. I know I won't. And so I guess maybe I am in a roundabout way saying that I wish I could change things up more too. This is Lami Benetoit. I don't know if I've shown this one to you too, but Organic Studio also has a really nice sheen, and they're also one of those ink brands that I'm just like, I don't know how you're formulating these. All they do is make crazy ink after crazy ink. And oh my god, we're on the final page. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, we're on the final page. Okay. Let's pick very carefully what our final two inks will be. And then I'll say goodbye for tonight. And we'll pick back up again when I've got another book to start working with. I've got 2 Organic Studio inks, which I think would be fun to swatch. I've got Roar and Klinger, which the only one of their inks I've ever used with any regularity has been Alt Gold Run. Maybe I'll do one of those and the Roar and Klinger, and the rest of these we'll swatch another day. Okay, bye. Thank you for being here. I don't know if I've ever caught your name on your channel, and if I have, I'm a really bad memory. But I love your videos, and thank you for stopping by. Is this the same ink as the one I just did? That would be silly. This is nitrogen. Yep, I just did the same ink twice. Huh. All right, well, there's me saying I was going to be careful. Did I put nitrogen away? Oh. Do we have 2 of nitrogen, or did I just not put it away and use it twice? We do have 2 of nitrogen. All right. Or that's not nitrogen. This is nitrogen. Okay, well, one of them can be given away. Keep one of them. And feel sad that we used this last swatch for an ink that I've already swatched. And I guess I'll just label that. We have another one of nitrogen. We have 3 vials of nitrogen. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay, putting that away. Let's do Aldous Huxley. Alrighty. And that is all the inks I have space for today. We still have quite a few to get through, maybe next time. But for today, I think that is all I'm going to do. Let me actually, sorry, I'm taking it back. I am going to add another quick layer so that this dries thicker. You guys can see the sheen in the swatch. There we go. And now I have sufficiently inky fingers. Ta-da! And we have a whole book of beautiful swatches to reference. I can do a quick flip through to say goodnight, and then we will call it for the day. This is Irishizuku Chigurin, Yamaguri, Alt Goldrun, one of my faves, Toro, Confetti Blue, homage to Robert Louis Stevenson Brown, which looks much more brown, yellowish in life and way less putrid green. Sailor Manyo Shirakashi, Diamine Burgundy Royale, Ackerman Spree Brown, Dryden Designs Sunset Orange, Urban's Cacao de Brazil, Urban's Bleu Miosotis, Pilot Blue and Pilot Black, and then Lamy Blue. And so that is all of our bottled inks. Oh, sorry, no. We have another Sailor ink, Sailor Shikiori something something. I do not know what the exact ink is, and it is not listed on the bottle, but it looks like this. If any of you all are able to read kanji, maybe you can tell me, but it is a dye ink. And then now we are into the ink sample vials. And so we've got KWZ Honey, Hyper Green, which is a dye ink, Lamy Tourmaline, Kyoto Stone Road to Gaion. We have Diamine Blue Lightning, Diamine Green Black, Iroshizuku Ajisai Deatramentus Turquoise. We've got Sheen Machine and Sheen Machine 2 by KWZ, Noodler's Bad Belted Kingfisher, Birmingham Pen Company's Lichen Watermark. We have Tono and Lim's Stature Twert, Diamine Smoky Mauve, Diamine Marine, and then Sailor Ink Studio 123. Noodler's Empire Red, Birmingham Pen Company Bordeaux, Diamine Red Dragon, Airbon's Rouge Hematite, Robert Oster Australis Oak, something Brown Cock. I do not know what JS stands for, and this is the only label I have. But it is pretty ink, but we're running low and no clue how to repurchase it because I couldn't Google it either. Private Reserve Plum, Iroshizuku Kujaku, Sailor Manyo Kikusa, Jaraban, Vert Empire, Diamine Magical Forest, Diamine Best Wishes, Organic Studio Nitrogen, Diamine Nightfall, Lamy Benetoit, Iroshizuku Shunryoku, another nitrogen swatch because I made a mistake, and then Organics Studio Aldous Huxley. And that is an entire I think this is where I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and maybe do some journaling, some catching up for myself. And I think that's all. I hope you all have like a really, really wonderful week ahead of you. And I hope more than anything that you make some time for yourself today. Bye.